Hello, all, and welcome to Boost Your Career, the place where you learn the skills to grow in your career. Today's video is going to be very different and very important for the people who are handling a huge data in Excel, especially managers and data analysts, because managers and data analysts can be asked to produce any kind of a report from the huge data, that is a snapshot of the data, huge data. For example, this is the data that we have. This is the data for 1000 account holders. Their account number is given, their account opening month, their city, currency in which they are dealing, currency code, and monthly fees and total amount deposited by each of these employees by month wise. This data that we have, this data is huge. From this data, for example, if you want to produce a report which shows city wise total amount deposited, or we want city wise month wise total amount deposited each month, or we can be asked to give the report which shows how many accounts are opened each month, the count of the accounts opened. That means which month we are getting highest number of accounts. Isn't it too many records or too many reports have been asked to us? But it is not so difficult task. We can do it easily in minutes, in seconds, with the help of one of the important function in Excel, and that is Excel pivot tables. Every data analyst and the MIS reportees should know how to create pivot tables. So let us go ahead and learn how to create pivot tables. We are going to create a pivot table out of this data. I'm going to tell you some important tips at the end of the video, so please stay tuned till the end of the video. This is the data of all the account holders. These are 1000 account holders. Before we go ahead and create pivot table, that is a summary of the data, we need to check our data first. The first condition is that the data should have a proper headers like this: name, account number, city, currency, etc. And the headers should not be merged together. For example, these two cells should not be merged together. Every column should have the header separately. Again, the data should not be breaked in between. For example, if this cell, this particular row is blank, we will not be able to create a pivot table. Once we check the data and once we organize and clean the data, we can go ahead and create a pivot table. So we can go to insert and then click on the pivot table. All the versions of Excel, we can insert a pivot table like this. Go to insert and click on the pivot table. Another way of creating pivot table is to use the shortcut, and that is Alt D P. So I will use the shortcut Alt D P. Once I click Alt D P, this particular window will appear. What it is asking us what we need to want to create Excel list of the database from where we want to analyze the data. Yes, that is correct. And what we want to create, a pivot table or pivot chart. In this video we are learning how to create pivot table, so I will just go ahead and say next. Okay, you can see the data is automatically selected. Why? Because my active cell was inside the data when I click Alt DP. And then I will say next. Now what is it asking? Where I want to insert my pivot table, in an existing worksheet or a new worksheet. If I click on existing worksheet, I need to give the place where I want to create the pivot table, so I can give it over here. But I want to create in a new worksheet, so it is always advisable to create a pivot table in a new worksheet. So I'll go ahead and say finish. Now the next worksheet, new worksheet, is being created, in which my pivot table is there, but I have not given any criteria as such for the pivot table. So I need to decide what kind of a summary I want, what kind of a snapshot of this data I want. So first of all, I want a snapshot of city-wise total amount deposited. I will go here. You can see there are 4 quadrants. First is filter, then columns, then rows and values. So if I click on city, you can see Excel has automatically taken city on the row side, because it observes that city is the text over here and it should go on a row side. So these cities are appearing on multiple times if you see here in the data. But Excel has taken unique count of all these cities. So there are 13 cities we have. And what we want to create, city wise total amount deposited. So I will click here amount deposited. Now if you can see, amount deposited has given values, all automatically gone to values because it has numbers. Excel has observed it as numbers and it has taken a sum of amount over here if you see here. So this is the snapshot of city wise total amount deposited. Now for example, I don't want city wise total amount deposited, I want month wise total amount deposited. I will take city back and I will click on the month over here. Account opening month. So if I click on the account opening months, these many months, and this is the total amount deposited. Now out of these months, I want which month has given me maximum revenue. That means total amount deposited is higher in which month. So I'll click over here, go here and go to sort and filter. Sort and filter and sort from largest to smallest. We can see the data is arranged on the total amount deposited as per largest to smallest, and August is the month where we have got maximum amount deposited in this month. Similar thing we can do with the city wise. So that is the one thing that we can report that we can create. Suppose we don't want the total amount deposited, we want the number of accounts open each month, like this. So we'll take this sum back, sum of the amount deposited, and I will take now account number. I will take here account number. Okay, now if you see here, account number is again a number, and because of that Excel has taken sum of the account number. But I don't want sum of the account number because I'm just taking account number for the count. I will go here. If you can see, there is a drop down. There are many options available. We'll just try to explore some of them. You can see here value field settings. So I will click on value field settings. Now here the sum is being selected, so I will go ahead and select count. Select count here, so it will be changed to count, number of accounts open. We can see here this is the data for number of accounts open each month. You can copy this data and paste in a new worksheet, and you can show it to your manager or show it to your client, or you can paste this data in the body of the email and send the snapshot to your client. So this is the number of accounts opened each month. So there are total 1000 account opened, and this is the bifurcation month wise. Again, you can go ahead and sort which month we are having the maximum number of accounts. So you go here, go to sort and filter, sort largest to smallest. You can see August is the month where we are getting maximum accounts open, followed by September. So this is the way we can create a snapshot from this small data. Again, one more thing here, if you want the percentage of accounts open, so now this is the number of accounts open, total 1000 accounts, but I want percentage of accounts open. Okay, so I will go here again because I want to create in a separate column. I want the bifurcation percentage wise. So if I click outside, my pivot table is gone, but if I again click inside, pivot table is there. So because I want the percentage, I do not want to touch this particular column. I will go ahead and again then click on account number and insert that into values field. And then because it is sum, I will change to count. Go here, change to count. Again, I want the percentage wise. So if you can see here, show values as, I'll go here, click on show values as, and here in the drop down I will select percentage of grand total. About of this percentage of grand total, when it will change to count, out of 1000 how much percentage 277 has, I should get that answer. So and then I will click OK. We can see here Total accounts open in the month of August is 27%, in the month of September 18%, then October. So percentage wise bifurcation also can be done with the help of pivot table. So this is the way we can create the month wise total number of accounts open. Now suppose I want city wise month wise total accounts open. So I will take this percentage back again. So these are the total accounts open month wise. I want bifurcated as per. Again I will change to A to Z now. Yeah. So I will now change. I want the report month wise, city wise report. So I will take city on the column side. Now you can see month wise, city wise number of accounts open. You can do this with amount deposited as well. If you want to take city on the row side, take the city on the row side, and you can take account opening month on the column side. You can see here city wise, month wise total number of accounts open. You can do that with the total amount deposited. So take back this account count of account open and take in amount deposited in the value side. You can see here this is the report which shows me city wise, month wise total amount deposit. Isn't it amazing? So you can just copy this and paste it. You can change the row labels. If you want to change this, you can just go here. You can put it this as a cities. This will be months, column labels, be months. Like that, you can make customize the data. You can format this. You can change the borders. You can make it central alignment. All these things you can do with the which we can do for all other Excel tables. So that is how we create the report. Now suppose we want to create a report which is, so this is the city wise, month wise report that I am getting. I will take this city wise, month wise back. Now what is the use of filter? That is what we are going to learn. So I want to take a month on the filter side. For example, this is the city wise total amount deposited. I will take account open month back. So this is the city wise total amount deposited. Now I want the month to be filtered. For example, this is the total amount deposited, but what is the amount deposited for Jan? I want it separately. For Feb, I want separately. Correct? So that is the reason I will take account opening month on the filter side. This is the use of a filter. Now you can see here the filter is created. Now this data is shown for all the months. On the filter side, you can see in the drop down, all the months are there. Now if I want to see the data only for January, I can click on January. So this is the total amount deposited for the month of January. This is the total amount deposited for the month of August. So that is the use of filter. So this is the way we can create a snapshot in pivot table. Isn't it amazing and easy to create? This was a simple steps in the creating a snapshot of the huge data. Now few tips. For example, it may happen that this is the data for which we have created the snapshot. It may happen that after some time one of the record is getting added to this data in the bottom. Suppose one of the record is getting added to this data in the bottom at this particular row. What we can do, how it can be refreshed. For that, this pivot table will not include that particular row. For that, we need to go to Analyze tab here, Analyze, and then change the data source. Select here and change the data source. Again select the table that include that row and it will get added. This is the one tip. Second tip is that now suppose if any data in the pivot table is getting added, changed, some data is being changed, how it will be reflected? You can just go here, right click and refresh the data. So these were the few tips, and this is how we create and how we use the pivot table to get the snapshot of the huge data. This is the basic video on the pivot table. We are going to learn in detail, in depth, and some complex functions and useful functions in pivot table in next coming videos. So stay tuned. If you are not subscribed to this channel yet, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, and thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video.